Homeschooling is a taboo subject that is not talked about and has a lot of fallacy surrounding it. I'm Maddie Myers, and I'm going to tell you why homeschooling is the future. Homeschooling provides an environment that is completely tailored to each individual student's needs. From students who are bored in public school to students who are failing because they just don't understand, to switching and thriving. Some homeschooling students use ESA funds. That funding allows them to go to approved places that provide an academic environment. And over 90,000 students just in Arizona alone are using ESA. When looking at this graph, 2018 is the blue. That is a small amount compared to now. From first to second quarter, almost 10,000 additional students signed up for ESA just this year. Many homeschooling students were removed from public school for one specific reason. And typically, it's the same reason as this. A student named Adriana was in public school from preschool to the beginning of 7th grade, but her parents pulled her within weeks of starting public school her 7th grade year. This particular student had been being bullied for years, and no matter who said what teacher did, nothing worked. From the way and what shirt she wore to the way she spoke, these daily jabs lowered her self-esteem to virtually nothing. She was then removed by public school. Her parents found a homeschooling program called Tandem, going to school 2 days a week. She made 2 friends in the first day of this program, which builded her self-esteem back up brick by brick. Homeschooling provides a safe environment that is familiar to these students with familiar peers or teachers. These students keep the same teacher, allowing them not having to relearn teachers' expectations. And this picture is an example of a simple setup that many homeschooling students have, or they have something similar in their home or familiar environment. Students who are homeschooled tend to have a better test score on standardized tests like the SAT and ACT by between 15 to 25% higher than public school students, causing an increase in being recruited by colleges and universities just for being homeschooled. On average, 25% of students that are homeschooled are at 1 or more grades above their public school peers. If you take a look at the graph, the red is going to be our public school students and green is homeschooling. On a national average, our homeschooling students are 20% higher in every subject from reading to math to science. Being a homeschool student allows students to have their own pace in each subject. Homeschooling students have a reduced amount of stress surrounding school because of their environment and their flexible schedules. Making their own schedules, students allow for separating hard subjects and separating what they love to do from what sometimes they have to do. Again, looking at Adriana's experience, she does her electives such as art in the morning because that is a love for her. So she does it first before she has to tackle math and reading along with her other subjects. This is an example of a student's daily schedule when homeschooling. It can vary from student to student. Some parents will put in wake-up times and breaks and lunch times. Some students will schedule their own day out. And it makes it more fun. parents are beginning to pull these students out for so many different reasons, and everyone's turning to homeschooling. Homeschooling is becoming the future. Homeschooling allows kids to excel and master topics that they might have spent less time on in public schools. They can become academically advanced and thrive in their own environments. With their schedules being more flexible, it allows parents to have an easier time with teaching students. If your student is sick, you miss everything in public school. If your student is sick with homeschooling, you just don't have school that day, and you make it up the following day or the weekends, which allows students to have less stress going back to school. When taking a look at a local elementary school, Sunset Hills is one of the biggest elementary schools in Dysart, had over 1,000 students in the 24-25 school year, and now just has under 800 kids less than a year later. Students went from an A rating for the past 5 years, dropping down to a B in less than just a year. From going from one of the best schools to not so hot this year. Public schools are becoming a lesser option, and homeschooling coming up and up more and more as parents are picking up. Creating homeschooling might be the only option in a few years. Thank you.